Hey guys, it's Becca, and today we're going to be talking about the depths/chasms in Tears of the Kingdom. Now, a little warning, this video does contain some minor spoilers, so just be aware. So the first thing is the depths. You're introduced to the depths when you meet Robbie and Joshua. That's right at the lookout post area. It's really early in the game, right when you first get down to the main surface, and there's a quest that you can go on with Robbie, and you're introduced to the chasms. The closest one is a little bit further from the lookout post, and there's a shrine nearby, so it makes teleportation easy. And you can just go to the shrine and then jump down into the depths. You're going to need a paraglider, so make sure that you have that before you try and explore in the depths. Now, when you first get in the depths, you're going to realize that they're dark. Really, you can't really see anything like more than a couple feet in front of you. There's a couple of things that you can do to light your way. The first thing is you could bring fire with you. I hate traveling with torches just because if you ever need to fight or something, then your light source goes away. So you can use fire, that does work, but not ideal. There's other light sources in the depths. There are the light roots. It's essentially like a tower, but in the depths part of the map. And when you activate it, it illuminates a new part of the map. And it also creates a ton of light in that area. The light roots are definitely an amazing source of light. You can also see them in the distance, kind of like with the orange glow. The other thing is you're gonna see these like floaty blue flame thingies in the distance, and those are called Poes, and you are going to want to collect them for some quests that you can do, and then also to get some amazing loot. The other thing that you need to do is make sure that you stock up on bright bloom seeds. I have found these seeds most plentifully in the caves up on the surface. So anytime you see a cave or even in a well, you're going to want to collect as many bright bloom seeds. You can attach them to your arrows, you can attach them to weapons, you can throw them. It's a great thing to have when you're down in the depths. It is definitely, in my opinion, the cheapest and the quickest way to see where you're going. Once you're in the depths, you're going to come across these little like firefly-like creatures, and if you collect a bunch of them, you can actually make potions that help you glow in the dark. And then also in the caves on the surface, you can collect the glowing fish, and then you can make dishes. And so when you eat them, you can glow in the dark yourself. It's a cool little ability that is unique to Tears of the Kingdom. I think it's cool. The other thing that you're going to come across when you are down in the depths is you're going to come across this thing called gloom. And gloom has taken over the depths entirely. It's kind of like the calamity stuff that you saw in Breath of the Wild. And in a similar idea, it gives you damage whenever you stay on it for too long. But one thing that's unique is that it permanently damages your hearts if you stay on it too long. And you're no longer able to regenerate that health unless you do one of three things. So you're going to have to either make your way back to a light route. You could also go to the surface. And then you can also find Sundelions. Sundelions are found in the sky, and they're this plant that you can bake into dishes that then when you eat it, it cleanses your gloom. Now, the other thing that you can do to avoid the gloom is you can actually ride on the Skelehorses or the stall horses. I forget the name. I mix them up with Minecraft. But the skeleton horses, they are just the same as the horses on the surface. You just need to sneak up behind them, mount them, soothe them, and then you can ride them. And what's cool about that is that these guys are immune to the gloom, so you can ride right over the gloom with no problem. Now, there's a couple of monsters that you're going to be able to find. Actually, not a couple. There's a lot of monsters in the depths that you need to be aware of. Now, one of the things that's unique about the depths is all of the monsters have been corrupted by gloom. which means that if they attack you, not only do they give you damage, but they also give you gloom damage, and so that can hurt your hearts. One of the monsters that you're going to run into are called Frogs. Now, you need to be careful with these guys. They're not particularly dangerous, but they will eat your bright bloom seeds, which is a really big bummer if you're far away from a light root and you shoot a seed and then they take away your light. Now, they do drop some Zonaite, which is great. And that brings us to why you should even go into the depths in the first place. Apart from the fact that this is a main part of the map, the loot is really incredible. So in Breath of the Wild, bombs were pretty easy to come across. You had your remote bombs, but then also you could just purchase bomb arrows anywhere. And even though they were expensive, they were in pretty much an unlimited supply. Bombs are now a precious commodity in Tears of the Kingdom because the only way you can get the bombing is through the bomb flowers. And the bomb flowers are really plentiful in dark areas like the depths. So you're going to be able to find bomb flowers. You're also going to be able to find other really cool plants like puff shrooms. And puff shrooms are great at using against your enemies to confuse them. And then you can also find, muddle buds. They're called muddle buds. Muddle buds are great because if you shoot and hit an enemy with a muddle bud, it will confuse them. And we talked about Zonaite, and you're going to want Zonaite because the Zonaite is how you can get more energy cells to power your machines and stuff. Now, back up at the surface in the lookout post, you're going to find this kind of slumped over rock statue thing that you can pray to. And this guy exchanges your Poe that you've collected for really great loot. He also has brethren down in the depths that you can go and look for. And when you go and look for them, when you find them, they offer even better loot, which is great. Now, finally, one of the best things about the depths is that you're going to come across these kind of shadowy like figures on mounted little towers of rock that you can easily climb up to. And they look like shadows of soldiers, like Hyrulean soldiers, and they're holding weapons. Now, what's cool about these weapons is that these weapons are not decayed. They're pristine weapons. So that means that your durability is much higher and the strength is much higher. Now, I'm sure that there's more things that I have missed, since there's more things that I'm going to discover. I'm not looking forward to running into some of the more dangerous monsters down there that I know for sure are down there. But if I missed anything, let me know in the comments. And I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on the depths, and if you have any other tips or tricks that are really good for the kind of like the early gamer and at the beginning when you're struggling to survive. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this kind of stuff, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.